me is the battleground now.
They strip the family of their money.
This is
In some of the
important to get
European
hold of
countries
this,
like
this
Sweden and that,
stuff.
it's actually
So
if you divorce and both parents.
what we've got is a situation where
shared custody.
RSA,
right,
just,
yeah, they are,
So
yeah,
they both-
yeah.
and
So,
they don't
so
do
what you
things to
have,
make it harder for
you have
them.
organisations
And so
who are
they
actually
take them
paid,
out.
schools pay Stonewall money per year for Stonewall to tell them what materials they should use, so they get high Ofsted schools.
yeah, but what benefit do they get? What benefits do they get
I
in
think
terms of pushing this agenda?
Sure. I think if we follow it down the line as believers, you will find Satan. Ultimately, we can try and work this out rationally and say what's going on.
Is
For
it
me-
economic? Is it political? Is it they want socially people to be women, to switch from being women to men?
You know,
men to
there's an
women?
aspect actually with the World Economic Forum. Population is one of their main agendas. So if they can create a society that is predominantly not heterosexual, who have no interest in rearing children, they will just grow, they'll have a working life, and they'll die, and they'll leave nothing behind them. And they'll grow some more, and they'll grow some more, and they'll grow some more.
That's Westerners. It's not
Yes.
Easterners.
Well, you know what?
So then
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
going to be a demographic shift.
Right.
There'll be a big shift
Yeah.
between
Yes.
the Europeans.
No, but it's catching up, brother. If
See-
you look at IMF, sorry to
Yeah, no, go on, you do.
whichever African countries or Asian countries or whatever countries IMF has given money, they have told them to. In Pakistan, nobody knows transgender or same-sex marriage is allowed, and Pakistan calls itself an Islamic country. If you read the law, IMF has put on them and forced them to put it in their constitution that look, these things are fine. So it's catching up.
For sure. And another aspect is wherever you have internet connection, whatever society, and it could be in the middle of the African
it's over
jungle.
now. It's
I've even
all
seen
over.
they actually have these big cookers where you've got all USB things with all the mobile phones in there. So those little children are all accessing this because this is everywhere. So us group here, us men who are standing talking about this, we are fortunate, as you say, alhamdulillah, right? We're fortunate that we escaped the processing that is going on now in these factories that we used to call schools, which are basically, for me, just incubation centres to take our children to hell. That's their goal, ultimately, and this is why Satan is behind all of this. And my kind of desire, the thing that hurts me most is that Muslims, Christians, Jews, and anyone with a moral sense of moral good, we're talking religion in the park, and it's good. This is very, very good. But unless this is the 11th hour for our children, unless we do something, there will not be another generation come after us. Because in my daughter's university and my other daughter's school, nearly everybody is at minimum bisexual. No one says they're heterosexual anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they come after us, there will not be groups of us having this conversation. Yeah. So on the way here in the train, I said, I defy you, Satan. I actually defy you. And I want to come down here, and if God gives me the grace to stand up and actually exhort Muslims, Christians and Jews at the very least to say, we need to go and silently stand outside the Stonewall offices in London.
Protest.
You know what? I would say not even protest, because they want us to look bad. We stand there just with signs saying, leave our children alone. That's as simple as that. And then we go away. And I tell you what, these people at heart are cowards. They are cowards. And if they see clear blue ocean, they'll row as far as they can. But if it's even the smallest rock, they go, oh, shit. And it happened in Birmingham and it happened in Tower Hamlets when Muslim families gathered outside the school gates. But sadly, and I know some of the people from Birmingham, there was no support amongst the imams, the experts, not even here. And I'll be truthful, I've talked to two of the top dawah people here. They're not interested.
They will be sacked, they will be fired, they will be blacklisted, they will be...
You know, it's not just that. They fall into the same category as a lot of preachers and pastors and priests. They're more interested in polishing the edifice of the religious thing they're presenting to people, as opposed to getting down in the dirt with working families. And I'll go. I mean, if you go, even if it was only me and you went, I'd go with you. 100%, I would. So hopefully today, because it's not going to happen, the scholars are not going to get involved. It has to be the people, they call them the laymen. People who maybe aren't lost too much in the discussion of religion, but still in their heart realize that if I was to see a small child here and a man starting to show the things that are being taught at school, I mean, that should stir something in your heart. Yeah. And at the very least, I come here with school deregistration notices. Any mother, father, anyone who's got nieces, nephews, anyone whose children are going to the school system right now, especially primary school, there is no way in conscience that you should be able to sleep at night knowing the defiling content that is being put into their mind. And I have to speak from my own experience. When I was 7 or 8, I saw pornography that was illegal, even then. And I can, if I want to, I can call it as crisp and clear as anything. And that put a seed in me that led me to a lot of disturbed behavior. So those children now who are being groomed by perverts in a classroom, and you're allowing them to go through there, on Judgment Day, it will go hard on us who claim to be believers more than the non-believers. So I don't know, has that kind of answered the question? I went on a bit of a rant there, but no.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Well, what's your argument? Is in the school, you mean the school education environment forcing children to maybe get their identity?
Well, yeah, you know what? That's exactly it. I mean, Kyron has seen this stuff before. Go through too much of it again, but this is the kind of stuff that they're showing children in school. Do you children go to English school? Okay, look, these are for 5+. This is HIT health-wise used by councils 5+. They're putting concepts of incest, lesbian, masturbation, oral sex, anal sex into children's minds when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, and then encourage them to experiment. So this is look at all the kind of things that they're doing. What is it called? This is a match-up card game. They give them a title called anal intercourse, and they have to match it with what it actually means. So they're very subtly drawing them into engaging in a game.
Soft power.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got that, and then the BBC